yogurt dressing, red beets, tomato, and pepper bell. Just have this, bro. With this beet juice, bro. You always want to be watchful, bro. Just don't spill around. That your clothes, your furniture, and all this stays clean. Right. Normally, also. Yeah. Also. Oh, welcome to the snacky time. Yeah. Normally, I pour it out like all the juice before I do. But I like to leave in a little bit. That when I put away the jar, right, because I don't empty the full jar of beets, that it still can be, yeah, it stays fresh, right, for whatever, till the next day or whatever. This way sometimes also there's some juice in there. In my bowl. Yeah, it says, and she found out that she's good at teaching. Okay, she was adding this also to her decision to study math and then become a professor teaching math. To university students. Right. Yeah, I mean, it's a cool thing when you are good at something, and it also makes fun, right? Because that is not necessarily always the case, right? I mean, it's fun to win, right? And if you're good at something, you're probably gonna win with this, right? But the fun should be also in the process of winning, right? Where you're still playing, still fighting, still hustling and grinding. Like what you are doing should be fun, right? Not what you get out of it, right? Because that's just the winning part, right? That's fun, right? What you get after it, as soon as you succeeded with whatever you're doing, right? Then you get the win, and winning is fun for everyone, I think, right? But what you're doing to get to this win, that should be funny to you also, right? And not funny, that should be fun to you also. It should be enjoyable. It should be pleasurable, right? Because then you got this, you love what you do, like, right? Literally what you do, not what you get out of it, but what you do that you love. And if you're good at it, perfect match. But sometimes there are people that are awesome at something, they're so good at something, but they just hate to do it, right? They just hate to do it. But also, it's vice versa, right? You can be horrible at something, but they love to do it, right? And the thing is, they can learn to become good at something because the love is already there, right? The love is already there. You just have to get better. And then you can also get to a point where they're awesome at something, so good at something, and love to do it. That's awesome. This question now maybe arises, but what is it like if we turn it around, right? If you're awesome at something, you're so good at doing something, but you hate to do it, right? Can you learn to love it, right? That's maybe also a question, right? Because that would be awesome, right? I mentioned this a few times on the show yet, so already. That, and I'm not saying it, I'm a pro at this, but when it comes to running, right? Running, I did this a few times in the past, and I'm not bad at it. I'm also not like an ultra runner. I'm not like a medal competitive marathon runner or whatever. But I think I'm alright. I'm proper. I'm good. I think at running. Legit. I think. Right. Again, not horrible, but also not crazy world championship good. But I really the running, it was just for me like, nah, man, I don't like it, right? It was even sometimes even in the past when I tried it a few times, it was daunting, bro. Like, nah, man, I don't like it. Nah, I don't like it, right? And then was exhausted and all this, like, nah, that I just want to go to the gym and lift some weight, right? It was some sort of, I don't know. It was easier, and I was also good at it, right? I was also good at it, and it was some sort of more comfortable, right? I was more comfortable. I was not in love with lifting weights, but I was good. It was comfortable, right? Because I was good at it, and then, and again, this happened not too long ago. I picked up running again because I knew, hey, it's beneficial. I know that there's some good benefits in there. I want to have those benefits, so I have to run. I want to do it. I want to have this, so I have to do it, right? And that became some sort of a regular thing for me to go for runs, right? And again, the beginning was so exhausted, uncomfortable. I'm not horrible. I'm also not awesome, amazing, outstanding, good. It's like, okay, I'm alright with the running. But it was like, I want the benefits, so I keep on going. It's worth it. And this was an awesome shift from, oh man, it's exhausting, it's uncomfortable, and then whatever, bro, the calves hurt, and oh man, I don't know. It's so much cardio and all that. I could just lift some weights. I'm good, right? Just lift, boop, boop, boop. No cardio, just strength. So I said no. Gotta stick with it. And then this awesome shift happened. The more I was running, the more pleasurable it became. To the point, right now, that running is such a pleasurable experience for me, bro. Bro, I really like to go running now. I really enjoy it. And I get better and better in it, right? My time gets better. My running technique gets better. My cardio gets better. I get faster. And I have fun while doing it. It's relaxing. It's cool, right? Relaxing for the mind. Obviously, your body is you demand something from your body, right? You're active with your body, right? You're burning calories. You're running, right? You're breathing a lot. Your blood is pumping, right? You engage your muscles, right? In a long setting, not in a strength one rep max thing, but over time. You want to stay in the race for the long run, right? Your body is challenged, but your mind relaxes. For me, it is like that. That's the beauty of it, and it becomes so pleasurable, bro. It becomes so pleasurable. And there was such an, I've mentioned this a few times, but it's so simple, but it was also so interesting to me, right? That's something that I didn't hate running, right? But I just wanted to do it. I despise it. Like, oh no, aversion. I don't want to run. I don't know, get away from me. I don't know, right? Wow, hey, come in. Hey, I want to hang out with you. Hey, let's go. Hey, like I'm talking to running as a person. Hey, let's hang out running. Let's go for a run. Running, right? Let's go for a run, bro. I invite you. Come in, come over. Let's have a good time. Right? And we go for a run, or I go for a run, right? And it's fun, it's entertaining, it's relaxing. It's not entertaining, right? But it's relaxing, it's good for me. I feel, yeah, the blood is pumping, the fresh air, the body's moving, the benefits, all this, it's so good, bro. And that was so cool for me, that from something that you like, despise, to something that it gives you pleasure. That was so interesting to me, bro. Sometimes it goes like this with certain things, but also sometimes with people, right? Over time, the more time you spend with them or this or they can become very pleasurable to you, right? And yes. Also, Ed says she can't run. You mean like physically you really can't do it for whatever reason? Like really there's something that you just can't run in terms of physical health? Or like you mentally, like, I can't do it, like I don't like it. I could do it like physically, but I don't want to do it mentally. Is it like this? And Ed says she thinks you can learn to love it. Yeah. She also sees it. And she agrees, she says, but it's not always fun with her professor in the university. That can be the case, absolutely, right? And as but brings energy and joy to running, right? So yeah, she's seeing what I just said. And yeah. And we got Ariel in the live stream chat on YouTube. It's a pleasure to have you, Ariel. And Valen is back. Welcome back, Valen. So. And yeah. Yeah. You know, maybe you heard this narrative at some point, or you experienced it yourself as one of the parties in your life that since we had this with the example running. Let's talk about this really with a person, right, with a human being. Have you ever heard of this or experienced it yourself? There's this one person at your school or your job or whatever, and you don't really have anything to do with them, right? You just get a little of an impression of them. They're just there, right? They're just there. But you got a little bit like, oh man, they're arrogant and they got their nose higher as the skyscrapers and like they're high horse and I don't like them. And they always look at me so, I don't know, right? They're stupid, they're dumb, and I don't like them. You know, there's this and this and this and that. But you haven't had a single exchange of words with them, right? And then it just happens that you just have a little conversation with them, right? It just happens that you have to have whatever becomes partners in a science class, right? And the teacher puts you together in a group, right? You didn't choose each other, but it just happened, right? Randomized. Or at a job, you, walk in on each other in the kitchen when you get both some coffee, right? And there's no one else. It just happened that a little conversation starts, right? And you have a few exchange of words, and you're still like, you still got your impression, like, I don't really like them, but I'm just gonna talk with them now, right? But gotta try it out. What should I do? I can't allow myself to fail now in my science class and whatever. I don't want this awkward silence now in the kitchen when I can make my coffee with them. So whatever, I'm gonna talk with them a little bit. Whatever, just to get it over with, right? And you have a little bit of a conversation with them, and you have a little bit more of just looks now in your own thoughts, but really them saying something to you. You're really experiencing them for the first time, not just by a glimpse of an eye, but really an exchange with them, right? With words, face to face, something like this, right? And you're still a little bit like, yeah, I still don't really like this person, but you get a little bit more and you understand them a little bit more. Like, okay, at least I can have with him a conversation when we're getting some coffee, or like, okay, we can plan out how we're gonna approach this with the science. But okay, I can give this to them, right? But still, but okay, hey, I can give them that, right? And then you do it a little bit more often, right? You meet them maybe next time when you have to plan a science project at your place or their place, or you be together at school or whatever, right? And you obviously have to work together. You do it a little bit more often. You meet a little bit more often, and more often, talk more often, we work together more often, experience each other more often. And the more you do this, the more you understand each other, and the more you experience each other, you tend to like each other a little bit more. But because you say, hey, it's sort of, they're not really what I thought. They're not arrogant as much as arrogant I thought they would be. They're not, looking weird at me. That's just how they look all the time. They look at everyone like this, right? And you start to like them a little bit, right? And it continues like from a snowball to an avalanche, this momentum. You really start to really have a pleasurable time with them when you meet up for those whatever science class, you have to get your project done thing. That you even start to want to hang out with them aside from this little science project you have in school. That you meet outside, whatever. You're hanging out at your place or their place, or you, I don't know, you grab some food on the way home after school, because normally you just say bye at school and then you both go home. But this time you say like, hey, well, let's eat something, right? Let's just grab some food and whatever, right? And then we see each other next time. But I'm hungry right now. Come on, let's eat something. And then you build almost like a friendship, and you have a really good time. Like, wow, it changed your whole perspective, right? From this person that always looked at you weird and was like, what do you want from me? In your thought, you're like, what do you want from me? Why do you look at me so weird? And they're arrogant and they're up on their high horse. Turn to, bro, I can really relate with this person. I really like this person. We have a good laugh. It's pleasurable, right? And sometimes it goes like this because you just have to spend some time with them. That's what I mean. You just have to spend some time with them to really get them and understand them and reap the fruits of this beautiful relationship you can have with them. Because you didn't saw it, you just saw the surface and maybe this little first unpleasurable experience you had with them that were just from looks. And maybe then again, whatever, in the kitchen with the coffee, like you had a little bit of a small talk. It was a little bit, yeah, not that smooth, but you talked a little bit. And I was like, ooh, yeah. Okay, I don't really like the small talk stuff, but we did it. I'm not really looking forward to do it again. But you meet each other maybe a little bit more often because the coffee machine broke down and whatever. Everyone has to now, get coffee for the whole office once a day, and they have to ask everyone what they want to drink or whatever, right? And so you have to this person more on a daily basis conversation, right? Because you have to get some coffee for the office at that point, and then them have to get, and you have to ask them, what do you want? And they ask you, what you yourself want? And you get like, okay, but hey, they get me a little bit. Hey, they reminded my order last time. What I want is mocha latte extra, whatever, pumpkin, whatever they put in. Wow, they remembered it, right? They go, hey, do we want this latte mocha cappuccino cinnamon pumpkin extra special thing, whatever? And you're like, oh, wow, yeah, I want to take it again. It's my regular. They say, all right, got you. You're like, wow, they really remembered my order. Like that's last week. It was 1 week ago. They kept it. Wow, cool. They're really listening. I wasn't expecting this from this dude, right? And from the first time we talked about in the kitchen with the coffee. Wow, they really listen to me. Like, not even whatever. My friends can keep my order in mind. After years, they always have to ask me. Would ask me, oh, what do you want again with your special stuff? But he remembered, or she remembered. Wow. And that's when also like, hey, man, I think I like you, right? You did not that what I thought, and next time you're like, hey, yeah. What is your favorite thing you would like to eat to your coffee? Is it like a donut or a bagel or whatever? They tell you, and you get this exchange. Okay, cool. Yeah, try to keep in mind that. And then also again a friendship, but and I think that's maybe not the best, but maybe a little bit of a similarity or a metaphor or a comparison with the running for me, right? With this dude at the office, or this girl at the office, or this dude or boy at school, this science class. The more time you spend, you more understand what beauty can be in your relationship, right? Between you and running, right? Or you and this science partner, or you and this coworker, and how pleasurable it can be. Even though in the beginning, running was like, exhausting. No, I don't want. No, they look so weird at me. Right? I think they're so arrogant at the office. Right? And it's like, no, they're not like this. The running isn't that unpleasurable. Running can be really relaxing and fun. They can be so enjoyable to be around. This dude or her. Whatever, you see what I mean, right? Sometimes you just have to spend time. on something or with someone, and to really understand them or it, and then you learn to love it. It becomes pleasurable from this even aversion, daunting, exhausting. I don't like it too. Oh man, I love this. I love them. This is so fun. They are so fun. This is so pleasurable. They are so pleasurable. Sometimes you just have to put in some time and effort to understand it. All of them. Yeah. And Ariel says she can't really stay for long. She has exams this evening. Wow. You guys got it there with all the exams. Ed has her exams at the end of June, it was, right? Ariel, this evening, Miguel Arbo just had them done one or 2 weeks ago. What are you studying, Ariel? But yeah, maybe she's already gone. But yeah, great success, Ariel, for your exams this evening, and it was wonderful to have you, hopefully on the next time. Wayne said he started speed walking instead. Because of the work? In the candy factory, or you do it also in your free time to get some physical activity in. And Van says, have you ever done any hard drugs or any drugs? Define hard drugs, Valen. Then I can maybe answer you something to it. And also, how about you, Valen? In terms of the drugs. And Ed says, no, she does it, but she's very bad at it. Okay, the running. Okay, she goes running, but she's bad at it. Maybe over time also it will shift a little bit for you. But even though if you still do it and you got the benefits out of it, it's still good for your mental health and your physical health, I think. And Ed says she thinks she met her best friend like this. What I just said, right? Yeah. And when it starts off like completely different how it's nowadays, right? It turns out completely different. It says they are now best friends for 11 years. That's beautiful. That's beautiful, Ed. And it is funny. Ed was very introverted at school, and her best friend was very extroverted. Maybe two polar opposites, right? And Ed didn't like the energy of her extroverted best friend nowadays, but back then not yet. But the teacher, she says, lets them sit next to each other, and they started talking. That's it, bro. What are the odds it was for Ed? Also the case, something like what I said with the science class, but her, like the teacher was sitting next to each other. And they were sat next to each other by the teacher, like this very extroverted girl that she didn't really like because of the extroverted energy, and Ed, very introverted. But they just started talking, she said, and they found out they really liked reading. They start exchanging books. That's beautiful. That's beautiful, Ed. And just maybe her best friend, she is one of the most people that changed her inside, like Ed's inside out, right? She really maybe even, supported her and liberated her a little bit to let out what she got inside of herself, like Ed herself, right? To just open up for own joy of life. Cool. And that's just maybe more than her parents, her own parents, right? What her best friend did for her. That's a beautiful story, Ed, and beautiful that she's still there with you as best friends. 11 years of friendship, bro. Nowadays, that's not normal anymore. Maybe not even back in the days, bro. A real friend, maybe not even back in the days, right? How many years you want to, a name for that, but. Real friendship, bro. That's so rare and so valuable, bro. So, cheers to you and your friendship, Ed. And He says she's doing biology this evening, and then she has more exams for geography and math until Friday. All right. So you're graduating from high school, yeah? Or what? How old are you, Ariel? If you'd like to share. What's your plan after high school? So, graduate. And Bayon says, okay, drugs not grown from the ground. No, haven't done this. And also, I don't want to do it. I have to say, I don't want to do it. I don't. Have you done it, Valen? Have you done it? Because man says he haven't had any hard drugs. He said he've done plants and mushroom soup. Both changed his outlook on life immensely, he's saying. But anyway, he was just curious. I heard there was like this trend back then, right? I don't know if it's still a trend, but it's ayahuasca type of thing, right? Was it like big 10 years ago, something like this? Where people, where was it, bro? In Peru or whatever? They got this ayahuasca guide or whatever. They would get drinking this stuff. Had all this visions and hallucinations and whatnot, right? It's nothing synthetic, obviously. Or something natural or whatever. And I think Joe Rogan was talking a lot about this, right? And whatever, DMT and whatnot. He was very, 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 yeah, passionate about this. But I have to say, like, shrooms and all this really heavy mind-altering stuff, I don't want to do it, bro, because the thing is, I love to have control over myself and my life and all of my actions, right? Over my mind, my spirit, my soul, my body, right? My trinity. Nothing religious for me. I think that's just fact about the human existence. I love to have the control and keep the control. And if I indulge in something like this is the straight opposite, bro. On shrooms or ayahuasca, bro, that's I'm not down for this. They would nah, bro. And then whatever else, some stories then. Also, aside from those stories, I just wouldn't do it. But there's some horror stories where they got a bad trip, where they get stuck on it, right, on some shrooms or ayahuasca. Some crazy stuff, bro. No, I don't want to do this, bro. Nah, man. It's not worth it for me. But everyone who wants to do it and came out of this thing safe, well, more power to you, right? But I wouldn't advise anyone to do it. And yeah, how did it change you, Valen? Specifically, this mushroom soup and the plants. How did it change you? And your outlook on life, how you said. Because I think but even this one dude, this one YouTuber, LA Beast, right? If you know this dude back then, this pretty OG YouTuber. He did all these crazy food challenges. I think did he also try some ayahuasca or whatever. But definitely, I heard it somewhere that a lot of people see like a monster, right? Like a big, scary shadow monster, or whatever, on a ayahuasca trip. And the worst thing you can do is turn your back on it and run away. You have to face it, because if you turn your back on it and run away, it's gonna be even more horrible. Only if you face it and stand your ground, this big scary shadow monster, this trip will become whatever, relieving, pleasurable, brings you further in your whatever spiritual journey or whatever you want to do, right? That's what I heard. And Ariel says, yeah, she's graduating high school in Barbados, and then graduate at 16, and then choose to continue education or work, or stay at home. And she will go to college, Ariel said, for biology and chemistry after the study abroad. After then, she will study abroad. Cool. Biology, bro. Biology. There was the only school subject where I ever had 100% right. Not ever. It was the very first time I had in a test like 100 points, 100%. Very first time in my life. It was cool. It was a cool moment. But chemistry, absolute worst school subject for me. No. I hated chemistry, bro. It's not my thing, bro. Not at all. But hey, there's some really like very talented, very skilled people in also chemistry and physics and whatnot. So yeah, it's pretty cool that you really also got their expertise there, yeah. And yeah, where you want to study abroad, Ariel? If you'd like to share. Ed says, like her best friend, she's still very extroverted. And Ed can't handle it sometimes, he's saying. And she goes on like, her best friend knows every person on earth. So she also got like, yeah, knows a lot of people, a lot of whatever, friends and acquaintances and whatnot, and connections and whatnot, yeah, right? She likes to socialize and all that, network or whatever you want to call it. And also, oops. Ed says she thinks drugs, even if you're curious, don't do it because there are very bad stories in the world to keep you from trying it. Yeah, I think also, I just can speak very subjectively. I wouldn't even like to try anything like this hard, crazy stuff because, yeah, you can get hooked on it real quick, right? And then then you brought the thing on yourself, and yeah, it can turn out really bad. And getting off of it, gonna be a pain in the butt. To say the least. To say the least. If not completely because you can't handle it anymore, right? Whatever. That's maybe what ad means with those bad stories in the world. Yeah, like everyone lives their own life, right? And you have to make their decisions. You have to make your own decisions in your life as soon as you are legally an adult. You have to do it, and you should do it. Because, yeah, that's also, I think this is also an interesting metaphor for it or whatever, or a perspective to look at it, that your life is the result of all the action that you've taken and decisions that you made so far. This very moment in your life right now, while you're watching this video here of this show or on the live stream right now, this right here, exactly, this is what all that you are, with all that you are at this moment, with all that you do and all that you got going on in your life, this very moment right now. This is the result of all the actions that you've taken and all the decisions that you made in your life. Bottom line, right? Whatever it means for you, right? Whatever this means for you in all its different ways. Good, bad, negative, positive, pleasurable, suffering, painful, joyful, whatever it is, right? Hard, easy, complex, simple, whatever it is. You're here. You're here. But guess what? The final results are not here yet, if you want to call it like this. Because as long as you're breathing, there are more actions to take. There are more decisions to be made that will bring new results, right? Tomorrow, maybe. The day after tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, how much time you got to live and to breathe, right? You have still all those actions to make, all those decisions to make, all those actions to take. And only after your last breath, the final results are there. So do with that what you think is the right thing to do.